Okay, so today we're really going to dig into something that feels like it could genuinely change how we work day to day. We all deal with this constant flood of info, emails, meetings. It's tough to keep up.
Hmm.
Imagine having like an intelligent partner that helps cut through all that noise. We're talking about Microsoft 365 Copilot. And our mission today is to really unpack what it is, how it changes things, but also critically how Microsoft is approaching the whole responsible AI side of it. Because this isn't just, plugging in ChatGPT. They're calling it this orchestration engine and processor. It sounds sophisticated, weaving together these big AI models with our own company data and the apps we use constantly like Word, Excel, Teams.
Exactly. And I think for you listening, the key thing here is understanding, well, can you actually trust something this powerful with your work? We want to explore the principles, the actual safeguards they've built in. It's not just about cool features. It's about making it reliable, trustworthy.
Okay, that intelligent partner idea. It sounds great, but practically, where does it actually live? How does it, show up when I'm trying to get work done?
Well, that's sort of the beauty of it. It's not really a separate app you have to go find and launch. It's designed to be right there, embedded inside the Microsoft 365 apps you're probably already using all day. Think Outlook, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, Teams, lots more. So it's kind of with you, offering help, saving time, maybe drafting something for you, giving suggestions, boosting productivity is the goal.
And what makes it work so seamlessly? It feels like more than just general AI smarts.
Yeah, it's really about understanding you and your specific context. So it looks at what you're doing right now, maybe a document you're writing, an email, even the meeting you're in. It tries to figure out the subject, the tone, the structure, what you're actually trying to achieve, your intent.
Okay, so it gets the immediate context.
Right. But then it goes deeper.
How so?
It also pulls in context from your other work stuff within Microsoft 365. Your emails, chats, files you've worked on, your calendar, stuff you have access to, obviously. This gives it like real-time background info as it helps you with your prompt. It makes the help much more personalized.
Right, so it's not generic advice.
Not at all. Once it has that deep understanding your prompt plus the context, it then uses search to find relevant data or documents that might help. And then the large language models, the LLMs, the generative AI tech we hear so much about, kick in. They power Copilot, letting it create those natural-sounding recommendations tailored just for your situation.
And it's smart about what it shows you, right? It doesn't just dump everything on you.
No, exactly. It refines the suggestions to make sure they're actually relevant and specific. Like in Teams, yeah, meeting summaries are useful.
Right.
But maybe the bigger deal is how it subtly changes the meeting feel. It can handle the note-taking, the action items, freeing you up to actually, engage and think.
I see. Less cognitive load.
Precisely. Or take Outlook. Instead of drowning in the long email thread, Copilot can summarize it. So you get the gist quickly and can focus on writing a really good reply.
Okay, that makes sense. And for writing, like in Word.
Oh, it can be a huge help there. Drafting, editing, summarizing, even just brainstorming alongside you. It can boost your quality and speed.
And starting something new, like a presentation.
Yeah, simplifies that too. You can just give it a prompt, like create a presentation about Q3 sales results, or maybe feed it an outline.
And Excel. Data analysis can be daunting.
Copilot can help there too, spotting trends, suggesting visualizations, even making recommendations based on the data. It makes complex spreadsheets feel more approachable, actionable.
We've covered the what and a bit of the how it uses data, but I'm always fascinated by the plumbing, the architecture underneath. How does it actually connect all these pieces? You mentioned it uses data you can access from Microsoft Graph Calendar, emails, chats, docs.
Right. Microsoft Graph is like the connective tissue. It maps all your organization's information and the relationships between people and content, crucially based on permissions.
Okay, so walk me through it. Let's say I type a prompt into Word. What happens next, step by step?
Okay, good question. So your prompt doesn't just go straight to the big AI model. First, it goes through something called grounding. Think of grounding as Copilot giving itself a quick briefing based on your specific situation.
A briefing.
Yeah. Before sending your request to the LLM, Copilot automatically grabs relevant info, maybe from the document you're in, recent emails, upcoming meetings, files you have access to, and adds that context to your prompt.
Okay, so the LLM doesn't just get summarize this. It gets summarize this document, keeping in mind these related emails and that upcoming meeting.
Exactly. It makes the response hyper-relevant to your work, not just a generic answer. And a key point, it only uses data you already have permission to access. It respects all the existing security roles in Microsoft 365.
Got it. So The LLM processes this grounded prompt and sends something back. Is that what I see on my screen?
Not quite yet. There's a crucial post-processing step.
Okay.
The raw output from the LLM gets checked. It might involve more grounding calls back to Microsoft Graph to ensure accuracy, and importantly, it goes through multiple checks for security, compliance, and privacy.
So safety checks before it reaches me.
Absolutely. Only after passing those rigorous checks does Copilot generate the final response or command and send it back to the app, like Word, for you to see and decide what to do with.
That layered approach makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, about those LLMs, the core engine, you said they're like ChatGPT, but where do they actually run? That's huge for companies worried about data.
It is huge. These models are hosted by Microsoft within their Azure OpenAI service. Crucially, they operate within the boundary of the Microsoft Cloud services for your organization. They aren't running out on the public internet using your data.
So my data stays within my company's protected environment.
Precisely. That's fundamental for enterprise trust and data privacy. It's a major differentiator.
And connecting my prompts, my natural language, to this system requires NLP, natural language processing. How sophisticated is Copilot's NLP?
It's pretty advanced. We're talking about a proprietary Microsoft NLP pipeline. It doesn't just break down the words, it integrates deeply with your real-time work context coming from the Microsoft Graph.
Can you give an example?
Sure, it's not just understanding the words send email. It might know which specific email thread in your Outlook you're likely referring to because you were just discussing it in Teams. Or it might suggest the right colleague to email based on your recent collaborations shown in the graph. That level of context-aware NLP is key.
And you keep mentioning the Microsoft Graph. Let's clarify that. It's not just a database, is it?
No, not just a database. Think of it as the intelligent fabric connecting everything in Microsoft 365, your emails, files, meetings, chats, calendar, colleagues, organizational structure. Copilot uses the graph to find and synthesize information from all these different places you have access to. It brings relevant context right to you in the app you're using without you having to hunt for it, all while strictly following your permissions and your company's security and compliance rules.
And you mentioned earlier, but it bears repeating. My company's data, my prompts, my responses, none of that is used to train the base LLMs.
Correct. That's a core commitment for Microsoft. Prompts, responses, and any data accessed via Microsoft Graph are not used to train those foundational LLMs that power Copilot for everyone else. Your data remains your data, used only to help you.
That's reassuring. And technically, how is that data protected during this whole process?
It stays within the Microsoft 365 service boundary, protected by the same comprehensive security and compliance controls your organization already relies on. All the communication between your device, your tenant, and the Copilot services is encrypted. Security is built in.
Okay, besides using Copilot within individual apps like Word or Teams, there's also something called Copilot Chat, right? How is that different?
Yeah, Copilot Chat is a bit broader. Think of it less like helping with a specific task in an app and more like a general assistant across your Microsoft 365 world.
Like talking to ChatGPT, but for my work stuff.
Kind of, yes. But the key difference is that its responses are grounded in your business data and the context from your apps via Microsoft Graph. So you can ask it to summarize information from multiple documents, brainstorm ideas based on recent meetings, find specific files or messages across your chats and emails. It works across apps and content, tackling bigger goals by pulling information together from different sources simultaneously.
Interesting. So it seems Microsoft has put a lot of thought into the technology. But let's shift back to that trust element. How are they ensuring this is all done responsibly?
Right, this is absolutely critical. Microsoft talks a lot about their responsible AI principles. There are 6 main ones: fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability.
We could probably spend a whole session just on those.
Easily. But what's maybe more important than just listing them is seeing how they're actually engineered into Copilot. Take privacy and security, for example. We've touched on it. Your data isn't used for training foundation models. It stays in your boundary. It's encrypted. That's not just a policy on paper. It's how the system is built.
That technical implementation is what builds confidence, especially for businesses handling sensitive info.
Exactly. Trust isn't just about promises. It's about proof in the architecture and operation.
So beyond the principles themselves, what practical things is Microsoft doing to make sure this works in the real world? Are there specific teams or processes?
Oh, yes. They've invested heavily. They have dedicated teams working on AI governance, following their own responsible AI standard. They're on version 2 now, I believe. Engineers are trained to build products according to these standards. There are security experts focused purely on protecting AI systems. They even have an AI assurance program to help customers like you deploy AI responsibly in your own environment. It's a combination of engineering discipline, clear standards, ongoing research, and support.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've covered a lot of ground on Microsoft 365 Copilot. If we boil it down, the core idea is really about using natural language, just talking or typing to unlock creativity, boost productivity, maybe even learn new skills. And it does this by being deeply woven into the Microsoft 365 apps and data we already use. It meets you where you are.
Absolutely. And underpinning all of that is the commitment to responsible AI. Remember those principles: fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Your data stays protected within your Microsoft 365 boundary, following all the security, compliance, and privacy rules you expect. And crucially, your data isn't feeding back into training those big general purpose foundation LLMs.
Which means ultimately you're still in the driver's seat, right? You
Mhm.
control the AI, you look at the suggestions Copilot offers, and you decide. Use it, tweak it, ignore it completely. The human judgment remains central.
That human element is key, and it leads to a really interesting thought to leave people with. As these kinds of AI partners like Copilot become more and more integrated into how we work every single day, how might this intelligent partnership start to reshape things more fundamentally? Not just how we get tasks done, but maybe even our own abilities, our skills, how we approach problem solving itself in this digital age. Something to think about.